It's me, Manuel Villarvador, Best Ed 2, major in Mathematics Batch 2. So for today's video, we're going to tackle about the plane and solid geometry, which is the quadrilaterals. We're going to define the properties and classification of quadrilaterals. Now, what is quadrilaterals? So quadrilaterals is a polygons with 4 sides, 4 angles, and 4 vertices. A quadrilateral can be regular or irregular. Other names of quadrilaterals include quadrangle, tetragon, and fourgon. A quadrilateral with vertices and is sometimes denoted as area 1 over 2x diagonals x sum of perpendicular height, and the perimeter sum of sides of the quadrilaterals. Number of vertices is 4, and number also in edges is also 4. The internal angles is 90 degree, 4 square and rectangle, and sum of the interior angle is 360 degree. So there are types of quadrilateral. These are parallelogram, trapezoids, rectangle, square, kite, and last is the rhombus. So I have 3 types of quadrilateral that I choose, which is the parallelogram, the rectangle, and square. Understanding the properties of different quadrilaterals can help you in solving problem that involves of this type of polygon. Let's start from the examining the group of quadrilaterals that have 2 pairs of parallel sides. So first is the parallelogram. A parallelogram, they will never intersect because they are parallel. Notice also that opposite angles of the parallelogram are congruent, as are opposite sides. Remember that the congruence means same size. Am I right? Yes, the geometric symbols for congruent is this. So you can write A is congruent to C and B is congruent to D. The parallel sides is also same length. AD is congruent to BC and AB is congruent to DC. So these relationships are true for all the parallelogram. Now we're going to proceed the properties of parallelogram. What is the properties of parallelogram? First, opposite sides are parallel and equal to each other. And the second one, opposite angles are equal. The third one, diagonal bisect each other. And the fourth one is diagonal divide parallelogram into 2 congruent triangles. And last, if any one of the 90 degree, all the angles are right angle. So we're going to proceed to the second one, which is the rectangle. So there are 2 special cases and you are not special. There are special cases of a parallelogram will be familiar to you from your earliest experience with geometric shapes. So the first special case is the rectangle. So by definition of a rectangle is a parallelogram because it has opposite sides are parallel. A rectangle has also special characteristics that all of angles are right angle and all of its angles are congruent. So now we're going to proceed the properties of rectangle. So properties of a first is all angles in a rectangle are right angles. And the second one, opposite sides are equal in a rectangle. And the third one is diagonals are congruent and bisect each other. And every rectangle is a parallelogram with at least one right angle. So the last one is the square. The other special case of a parallelogram is a special type of a rectangle. Guess what? Yes, a square. So a square is one of the most basics in geometric shapes. It is a special case of a parallelogram that has 4 congruent sides and 4 right angles. So a square, it is also a rectangle because it has 2 sets of parallel sides and 4 right angles. A square is also a parallelogram because its opposite sides are parallel. So a square can be classified in any of these 3 ways, with parallelogram being the less specific description and square is the most descriptive. So the quadrilaterals, we are going to easy to define what we can find the shapes of quadrilaterals in various things around us, like board of chess, deck of cards, window, door, and etc. I have 3 types of quadrilaterals here, which are the parallelogram, the rectangle, and square. So what I have told you earlier, that the parallelogram is opposite sides are parallel. So as we can see that the opposite sides of a parallelogram is parallel. So we can write that DC is parallel to AB and DA is parallel to CB. So opposite sides are also equal, which are, we can write this in DC is congruent to AB and DA is congruent to CB. And also we can say that all angles here are also equal. So we can write this in D congruent to C and A is congruent to B. So diagonals bisect each other. So we can write this in D bisect to B and A is bisect to C. So if the value of D and B is 100 degree and also the B is 100 degree, so what is the value of C and A? So the value of C and A is 80 degree and 80 degree also. So we can add this, the D and A is equal to 180 and the C and B is equal to 180. So equal to 360 degrees. So let's proceed to the rectangle. So a rectangle is also a parallelogram. So all angles in a rectangle are right angles. As we can write, RO is congruent to SA and RS is congruent to OA. So opposite sides are equal to, are also equal. Then the diagonal bisect each other. So as we can write this, R is congruent to E and O is congruent to S. So let's proceed to the square. So a square, all sides are congruent. So as you can write this, FD is congruent to BA and FB is congruent to DA. So if the value of F and A is 90 degree and the value also of D and B is also 90 degree, it is equals to 360 degrees. All for today. Thank you for watching and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification